Hello, and welcome to this lecture in Autodesk Maya on Maya modeling. Modeling in Maya is the process of creating 3D objects by manipulating vertex, edges, and faces. There are a variety of tools and techniques you can use to create models in Maya, depending on the type of object you want to create and your personal workflow preferences. Here are some basic steps for creating a simple model in Maya. First, let's start by creating a simple object in Maya as follows. Number 1, creating an object. Open Maya and create a new scene by going to File, New Scene, or tapping the keys Ctrl and N. Underneath the Poly Modeling tab, click and select the cube shape. Number 2, positioning our object. Translating and rotating the objects as required can be done by selecting the object and moving it as needed with a manipulator when pressing the W and E keys on your keyboard. You'll see if you tap W that you get 3 arrows, and if you tap E that you get a few circles. Have a play with these to see where they take you. Number 3, setting the object properties. In the channel box under the Shapes title, click on the Polycube 1 name and select the width, height, and depth that you would like. Then choose your subdivisions. Number 4, zeroing out of an object's transform properties. Click on the main menu Modify drop-down and Freeze Translations option. Note that this should not be done on controllers and just on mesh items. To select vertices, edges, or faces in Maya, you can use the following methods. Number 1, selecting. Click on your cube object in your scene and right-click and hold on the cube. Now, you can see options for edges, vertex, faces, or object mode. Select the verts option and now left click and drag select a group of vertices. Number 2, growing selection. With your selection from above, tap and hold Control and right click hold. Now select the grow option to see your selection grow outwardly from your current selection. Number 3, selecting a UV shell. In Inputs, Polycube 1, Create UVs, select Normalize each face separately. Then, with any face, vert or edge selected, tap and hold the Control key and right-click hold. Then, select to UV shell and you will see that this selects the item all across one face as our UV shell would dictate. In the UV editor in Windows modeling editors, you can see these unwrapped faces selected also. Selecting to verts. With the side of faces selected on our cube, tap and hold the Control key and right-click and hold again. Now, select to vertices option and then to vertices again. Number 5, soft selection. With the vert selected, tap B and then tap and hold the B key while dragging to change the area of influence. Now, as you move your vert, there will be a fall-off settable in the Tool Settings window under Soft Selection tab. Maya modeling and pivots. To move the pivots of objects in Maya, you can use the following methods. Number 1, moving a pivot. Click on your object in your scene and then tap the D key. You will see that the manipulator has now changed from a yellow square to a yellow square with a thick yellow circle within it, meaning that we can move the pivot. Click on the yellow square and drag this outside the object. And now tap W to finalize and move the object again with the manipulator and you will see the pivot of our object has updated. Snapping a pivot. With the same methodology, let's again click on your cube and tap D. Now that we have tapped D, let's tap and hold X and click in the yellow circle. You can now snap the pivot to the grid in the scene. And when you press the W key, this will be saved as a new pivot. Repeating the same method, holding down the X key will drag and snap to the grid. Holding down the C key snaps to a curve, and holding down the V key snaps to an object. Modeling and snapping. To snap objects in Maya, as we just looked at briefly, you can use the following methods. Number 1, snapping to the grid. Click on your cube object in your scene, and holding down the X key while dragging the object, snap this object to the closest grid point that is visible in your scene. Number 2, snapping to a curve. Click on your object in your scene. Holding down the C key snaps it to any curve. First, you will need to make sure that the yellow circle is over a curve from your perspective, but then dragging from here will snap the object to that curve. Number 3, snapping to an object. Click on your cube object and hold down the V key and snap the object to the closest vertex of a nearest object. This can be very useful if you need items on a surface of a nearby object, for example. Modeling and duplication. To duplicate objects in Maya, here are some methods you can use. Number 1, duplicating. Click on your cube object in Maya and hold Control and tap the D key. This will duplicate your cube, and in the outliner you can see that this has also renamed it and its shape node. Duplication special. Click on your cube object again, and in the window at the top, select Edit and the box right of the duplication special. You will see the options for copy, instance, translate, rotate, and number of copies. This gives you some power over creating duplicates with special parameters that can be very useful. Duplicating as an instance. As above, we can copy our cube, but we can select instance in the duplicate special option box. And every object will be an instance of your original cube, meaning that any changes made to one are reflected overall. Modeling, combining, and separating. To combine and separate objects in Maya, here are some methods you can use. Number 1, combining. Select the cube in your scene and duplicate with the Control-D method. Now select both items by clicking on one of them, holding Shift and clicking on the other. In the Mesh menu in the main bar, choose Combine. These mesh items will now be combined into a single object as shown in the outliner. Number 2, combine faces. The same can be done as above for selected faces, making them into one object. Separating objects. With one or more of your cube items in your combined object selected, select all of the faces of that object by selecting the faces, and in the Mesh menu, in the main menu bar, choose Separate. And you will see these now separate into individual items. These are just some of the basic steps for working with models in Maya. As you become more experienced with the software, you can explore more advanced modeling techniques and workflows, and then begin building them into your pipeline code. Additionally, there are many resources available to you online, including tutorials, forums that can help you learn more about Maya modeling. Thank you so much for listening, and I look forward to seeing you on the next course.